In today's world, we are increasingly dependent on technology. Our business and personal lives rely on it, but as you've probably noticed, it's unreliable. Our computers are slow, so we end up squinting at smartphones and tablets. The jokers we pay to fix our stuff have no clue what they're doing. We live in constant fear that something's going to happen to our personal data. So we're scared into paying for fake protection that proves useless when disaster strikes. Update attacks, fake Wi-Fi, cloud control, intelligent, successful people feel intimidated by the chaos and think it's somehow their fault. If they only knew what the industry was doing to them, they'd get torches and pitchforks. If only we had someone to explain it all in plain English so we can start protecting ourselves. Oh wait, we do! It's the Computer Exorcist Podcast with your host, Mark Anthony Arena.
From the Wallace Memorial microphone in my home office back in the hills of Weston, New York, this is the Computer Exorcist Podcast. So glad you've joined us here for part 2 of the 15,000 downloads celebration. Hey, where's your hat? You took your hat off.
Oh, all right.
There we go. He's got his stuffed beer mug hat. That's
My beer mug hat.
That's incredible. Joining us tonight are Dr. Mike as well as the Crickets of Western New York. And remember years ago we did that episode of your show where I was out on the back deck and it was just so cool, right? You know, once in a while we do an episode where we're in a kitchen or we're in a backyard or whatever. It's just so cool. Yeah, so it's the 1 week of summer in Rochester, so we're enjoying it.
I am back, and I promise you that this is going to be more entertaining and flavorful than the leftover mashed potatoes I had for dinner.
So, yeah, and I'm just always so glad when you are able to join me here and you bring a little light to these disappointing topics. So here we go. You ready for more?
I'm ready. Let's do it. Dive right in.
All right, we got a bunch of articles. Here we go. Car and Driver 2022. iPhone builder Foxconn, they're the contractor that assembles the iPhones, is making an EV platform with a solid-state battery. Foxconn, the company that builds iPhones, has unveiled its open-source EV platform, saying the first vehicle using it will be out in a couple of years, and then a solid-state battery a couple of years after that. And now, key is open source EV platform, and this is very genius, right? Instead of ultra proprietary, this is my brand of car, my platform, I have to reinvent the wheel, pun intended, and so on. They're saying, hey, you know what? We don't like the limelight, right? You take the credit, we'll take the cash, as my grandpa would say. So
sounds very cathartic.
Yeah, it's a beautiful idea, like laptops, right? There are only like 2 or 3 laptop manufacturers in the world, and then they sell them to the companies who then they design them and brand them and do whatever. So, like, certain brands will use Quanta and other brands will use this and that, and HP uses the Group of Demons from Hell to design theirs and so on. But anyways, the idea is here. And this is actually a cool idea where they're saying, look, you design the car, you put your branding on it, you put the marketing, you put all the stupid extra garbage, and we are just going to build it for you. And that's amazing because then a lot of these EV startups like Fisker and Lucid and all the billions of other EV startups that fell apart wouldn't have fallen apart. Look, Mike, I'm no engineer, but I'll tell you, if I wanted to start an EV business, would I A, get loans for billions and billions of dollars, or B, would I just call Foxconn and say, hey, put Mark Arena on the front and build me a car? It's that simple, right?
You just need your silhouette on the hood of a car.
Like the Spirit of Ecstasy on a Rolls Royce? Mine would be called what? The Spirit of Snarky?
Technosopomobile.
The hardware platform can be adjusted to comply with individual automakers' needs and specs, and software will be upgradable. The company hopes to get its components into electric vehicles. Building an electric platform has taken GM and Volkswagen years. Volkswagen in particular is willing to partner with other automakers to get their modular system under their vehicles and help make sure it's profitable. And that makes sense, right? If we're going to spend all these millions and billions producing or developing these platforms, we might as well sell it to other people. And that's what Volkswagen is saying. But Foxconn went a step farther. They're not just doing, white labeling, right? Where it's, hey, we'll build you whatever you want. But also it's totally open source. That's why it's so genius, right? So it's a step beyond Volkswagen. So it looks like less traditional manufacturers, such as Foxconn, are going after these new customers.
Now, just in time for the Chinese to copy us.
Yeah.
But open source is fantastic and wonderful and everything. Are the car companies getting cold feet by doing this, though? Because knowing that there's a part of their ensemble, a part of their assembly that they're not they don't have under their control.
It's a great point. I'm going to look this up here.
I agree with you. I think this is a novel concept.
Actually, Foxconn is Taiwanese, but that is a really good concern. And by the way, there's a company called Magna in Austria, and they have been doing custom car builds for a while. I mean, they're still they do. If a big name brand manufacturer has a small project, they will farm it out to Magna. And again, that makes a lot of sense, right? Like Saab convertibles were farmed out to Magna because it's all right, it's a specialty car, it's going to be less popular, it's going to be rare, and there are plenty of companies that have done that where they outsource to Magna, right? So yes, the concern is there when you outsource it, sure. Taiwan manufacturer Foxconn, okay, there you go. Best known for building the iPhone, has unveiled its open source platform called MIH. It'll be modular and flexible, meet the needs. And again, we assemble it, you market it. And they're offering the solid-state batteries and robotaxis. The Foxconn wants to do the heavy lifting when it comes to the development, right? That's awesome. Again, you and I. And again, Henrik Fisker is such a beautiful designer and such a terrible businessman. He could have called up Foxconn and said, hey guys, I make beautiful cars, but I'm terrible at business. Can you do this part for me so I don't have to waste billions and billions of dollars? I was one of the investors in Fisker because I saw his prior work. He used to be a car designer at BMW and Aston Martin. Then he came out with his own company in 2009 that fell apart. So then he came out with his own company in 2020 that fell apart. It would have been great. And you and I and Fisker could have all done our cars with these people.
Would you have him in your Rolodex?
I actually don't. He's one of the people I don't know.
Yes, I said the word Rolodex for all of us low-tech folk.
Yeah, two clients today told me I'm a human Rolodex. And so, okay, actually, wait a minute. I'm just talking about all the different car knowledge that I was talking about Magna and Fisker. Listen to this. Hold on, Mark. Wait a minute. Earlier this week,
hold the phone.
Hold the rotary phone. Fisker announced earlier this week that it will use established auto supplier Magna to manufacture its dream SUV. And Volkswagen has a partnership with Ford to use their platform. Okay. All right. So, and the final note here in my notes, I say, unfortunately, this never came to pass. Foxconn I don't know what happened. It stalled out, or they couldn't find customers or whatever, because apparently those customers preferred raising billions. So it never came to pass, and we still don't have solid state batteries, but CATL is working on that. They're either working on solid state or sodium batteries, so they're going to be a lot better performance. And it's too bad because it would have opened up a whole ecosystem of brands without reinventing the wheel, is my opinion there. It would have opened up, like, think about it. You could have had, hey, you know what, I really like that platform, but, all right, I'll give you an example. I used to love Hyundai, and then their modern Hyundais, they look nice and they're well made, but they're just evil punishment machines, where there's trillions and billions of punishment warnings so that you basically can't drive the car. So it's, hey, you could actually have different versions of the same platform.
I think it's like that scene in Indiana Jones where they see you see the Ark of the Covenant, and then all of a sudden, well, in that movie they die, but they saw the potential for it and they got cold feet. Great I think point. That's what happened. They saw the potential both for success and for failure, and they opted not to take the risk. They opted to make the safe play where, I mean, Foxconn was ready to roll out the red carpet, be the nerd that does the homework for everybody on the team, and they saw the Ark of the Covenant and froze. That's basically what I think happened.
And as you all know, past few months, I've been reading these articles from 2022, and I've been just saying, hey, everyone, okay, this one came to fruition, this one did not. And it is interesting to look back and say, hey, that was a good idea, that was a bad idea, I'm glad we dodged a bullet, and so on. So I got another one here, and
but Mark, car companies may come and car companies may go, but the 1994 Honda Accord with the rusted rear wheel well will be forever.
You know, the 94 Accord I thought was my favorite Accord, like that mid-90s Accord, because it was a big car, right? It was a departure from the usual like econo box skinny car.
Yeah.
And you could get it with leather, and it looked like an extremely luxurious car. I want one. I want a 94 Accord with leather and a manual transmission.
There you go. I'm sure there's one with 2,000 miles on it because nobody this day and age knows how to drive a stick.
Yeah, we need one of those. All right, so carandriver.com. California extends digital license plate option to everyone. This is a classic example of feature-rich, but also evil-rich. So have you heard about this? Yeah. Have you heard about this?
No, I haven't. Enlighten us.
It's been almost a decade since California first considered digital license plates, and now anyone can get one here. There's only one company that's selling them, of course, so again, it's always evil monopoly with billions of surveillance. And it's called Reviver. You have a battery-powered model that's $20 a month to use, and then you have a hardwired model for commercial vehicles for $25 a month. It's a license plate that uses e-paper, which is that really cool screen that you use on your ebook readers.
Sure.
So they could have just sold it to you, but no, they have to have a subscription, right? They couldn't just pair it to your phone, which would make sense.
Renewing your plates every 3 years?
And yeah, so get this.
$25 subscription fee.
Yeah, it get this. All right, one sort of cool feature is if the car is stolen, it'll change itself to say the word stolen. But of course, they're gonna ditch the plates immediately, right? I mean, they're gonna
find a way to change it.
Right, they'll either hack into it, which will be incredibly easy only for bad guys. Only bad guys will be able to get in. Good guys will never be able to figure out how to set up their own license plate the day they buy it, right? But also, yeah, immediately they're going to ditch the plates, right? And even now, if you're driving around a stolen car, parentheses every car in Rochester, you could put out a thing and they'll look for that license plate number. So they always ditch the plates anyways. So it's pointless. But you know what it does offer? A way for it to tattle on you. It says, shame on you. This is expired. If it's expired, right?
Yeah, but then it's going to show. Then it's going to switch to speeding every time I go 10 miles over the speed limit. It's going to be a red flag for cops to pull me over.
Great. And actually, yeah, it'll have an evil interface to the CAN bus, and it'll say, "Warning: this person's picking their nose while they're driving, and they're not watching the assigned movie ad while on the screen that they were supposed to be watching."
And not to mention, drop a little local knowledge here. All the license plates from the state of Ohio are manufactured at the prison, 5 minutes up the road. You're gonna cause a riot in the penitentiary, and you don't want that.
Good point. Yeah.
You want the prisoners occupied and having, productive societal occupations. What are they going to do with their free time if you don't have them stamping license plates?
Well, between New York and big tech, they want us all to be prisoners.
I guess so.
So, if for some reason you like us, check out Flyover Plates podcast for more of that. Let's see here. So, I can't even see what's going on here. The ability to renew the plates without using a sticker. Oh, wow. All right, again, massive trade-off of, oh, wow, you don't have to put a sticker on it. All right, so you and I could easily come up with some technology that would avoid that without having massive trade-offs, but no. Okay, so it's a convenience. You no longer have to put a sticker on your plate, but now you have to pay $25 a month and have something that crashes and reboots. And what happens when it crashes and destroys itself, and then there's something wrong with your plate and it won't show the number correctly, and then you're going to get pulled over every day? None of this stuff works, in case you've been under a rock for the past 25 years.
And you being in upstate New York with your 16 months of winter, what happens when the license plate's covered in snow?
Or the circuit board destroys itself and bursts because of the cold. So the plates have built-in tracking technology in case the vehicle is stolen. Again, they're ditching the plates first thing. All right, even the rightful owners are going to ditch the plates. The company said 10,000 people in California have installed their garbage plates, digital plates.
Hey
That's right. Yeah, the word garbage plate is a sacred word in New York, so it should not be used.
That is sanctified.
Yeah, all right. Installed its stupid controlling plates. How's that?
There you
go. So let's see here. So again, it's a cool idea gone very, very terribly wrong. Right? It's
at some point they're gonna like wire it to the electrical board so you can't start the car. Mm-hmm. Like they did with the equalizer, you can't start the car without the plate attached in some way, shape, or form.
And of course, it will only stop a good person from starting their car. It'll blow a false alarm. It'll never stop bad guys because they'll just hack into it.
So like the 390 bypass at 490, this is what we consider an anti-improvement.
Correct. Yeah, right? Did you see how anti-improved that intersection is now?
Oh my gosh. Trademark, Mark Anthony.
Yeah.
Anti-improvement.
Good point. That is my word. Absolutely. I'm the first one to say anti-improvement. And that's what all this stuff is. All right. So with our second half of this second half, the second half of the second half of the episode, yes.
For those of you still awake in the fourth quarter.
For those of you still awake and the Bills are down and somehow they're going to come back. I don't know if we have time, but stay tuned on the next episode of Mike's show. We're going to talk about the anti-improved Buffalo Bills Stadium, where everything is now worse and people can't even see the field, so they don't have a clear view of their lords and saviors, the Buffalo Bills.
And that's without the fans being in the stands.
Right, yeah, there were just some people walking around and they couldn't see properly. That's insane. And how many trillions?
How many life savings were burned in that, getting season tickets to that stadium?
Yeah. And how many of taxpayer dollars of people who, like me, who don't want to spend it on that? Okay, so good news is in the last quarter, for those of you still awake, and listen to those crickets. Isn't that beautiful?
Beautiful. Open the window. Breathe that Ontario County air.
Oh, it's so great. It's so great. I love it. I'm back home. So, we're going to give you guys a special surprise here for the last quarter. We got 2 articles from listener T-Bone.
T-Bone!
So, these are from 2026. Imagine that. He reads modern papers.
The current events from global studies.
That's right. I think when we had him in school, he would bring in newspapers, right, and read us current events?
I think so. When people actually read the newspaper.
Yeah. All right.
Although it was Times Union, so let's get our, this was after the Times Union folded, and the only newspaper was the Democrat and Chronicle.
So, Democrat and Chronicle, June 2026, breaking up with Google. People are ditching the world's largest search engine over AI results. Google is changing and some users don't like it. Every change they do is unlikable. In May, Google announced it will be called the biggest update in 25 years, the addition of more artificial intelligence capabilities. Though traditional Google search isn't going away, the tech giant rolled out several update attacks, anti-improvements, as we would say, to Google Search AI mode, including chatbot conversations and the introduction of AI personal assistants and improved online booking capabilities, right? So it'll start booking you Bills tickets and spending your money without you knowing, even if you're a Dolphins fan. But while Google is hyping up the features, in other words, shoving them down our throats, nobody wants it, some users interested in internet search without AI are turning to alternatives. Again, I say this all the time. Whenever Google is caught doing something nasty to humanity, business doubles over at Duck. So, on June 1st, DuckDuckGo hit an all-time high. Beautiful. And they peaked higher than the week before because of the Google announcement. And they didn't elaborate on the search traffic, but said on average, Duck sees more than 110 million searches a day. All right, that's still probably a small percentage compared to Google's probably billions of searches per second or whatever. Germany-based search engine Ecosia has also experienced increased use. Okay, great. And over 2 weeks, Ecosia grew by 40%, and the business more than doubled. And they've noticed an increased interest in the ability to turn off AI attackers. And look, all right, a couple times now, I've actually clicked the AI thing. Actually, earlier today, I was trying to figure out the speaker size of a car stereo. And I was on Duck, and I clicked the AI thing. But I willingly did it. All right, it was a detail. I was having a hard time finding it. Normally, I do my own searches, everything, blah, blah, blah. And it was something inconsequential. It wasn't something that I was going to fall for, and it wasn't going to ruin my life or whatever. But the point is, I willingly pressed it, and that's fine. But Google attacks automatically when you search for anything, wasting their power and your time. Because
the problem with these alternative search engines, browsers and search engines, Duck, Brave, Ecosia, they must have taken a page out of the Fisker School of Marketing because they suck at it.
Good point. And it's kind of like tennis, actually, where it's like, all right, I'm going to win because of my opponent's fault. So Duck is just winning, and they're relying on Google to do things nasty and then appear in the news. That's it. And they're doing just fine with that.
Their advertising has just been terrible. I mean, even when they put
some
around Cincinnati, like, it was great, but nobody knew what it was. Like, it's just Duck, Duck, Go, and I don't know. I mean, it could have been one of those like erectile dysfunction pill billboards for all we know.
Well, some of their earlier ads, they did say, "Are you sick of big tech spying?" It was very clear, and they should do more of that.
Now it's just it has become muddled a little bit, and like I said, I use DuckDuckGo. I use DuckDuckGo for the search engine, and I use I use Firefox as much as I possibly can per your recommendations. But the question I have is, like, on Firefox, you could pick what search engine you want to have.
Correct. So you don't actually need to install Duck. You don't need to install anything. You go to your browser, go to settings, and tell it you prefer Duck.
Yeah. Do the companies get a cut of all those searches, or is it pretty much just going straight to Firefox at that point?
No, that's a really good point. As far as I know, it's just neutral. It gives you those, but it's certainly possible. I know Firefox gets a cut of their own suggestion attacks. So whenever you make a new tab, it's, hey, we're going to distract you with stupid articles instead of doing whatever you were thinking of doing, and then you forget what you were supposed to do.
Let's not forget on Google, you have the AI junk, you have the ad-supported searches, and then you actually get to what used to be page 1 of Google is now halfway down the page for the top result in your search.
Good point. Right. You got the ads and you got the whatever. So it says people are fleeing big tech and seeking alternatives that align with their values. Thank you. And I need to figure out how to reach these people. I need to get in the news every time Google does something nasty, right?
True. But the problem is, in your business and in mine, we could sing the praises of these companies to the high heavens, but ultimately we still have to cater to the lowest common denominator, because John and Joe computer guy they're gonna look at Google.
And
they're gonna look at Google reviews, maybe a Yelp review if you do that sort of thing.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, and it's sure. In other words, yeah, we have I'd rather host my videos only on Rumble, but I know everyone's on Facebook and YouTube. Okay, fine. But the point is, you do both. Most computer jokers out there just knee-jerk reaction. Oh, just pick the biggest name because we've never heard of any competitors. So they're the ones making it worse.
Right.
All right, so when Google launched the AI overview, it created a filter. So there's a secret filter, right? I don't even know this. If you type ampersand UDM equals 14, then Google will hide the search for you. In other words, you have to be a mind reader, right? All these people, anytime I talk to a traditional computer guy, right, they make you be a mind reader. Well, you could have just easily opted out. I talked to a guy who owned a computer company recently, and he said, well, if you don't want that, you could just opt out. Yeah, so a senior citizen is going to be a mind reader, know that it's possible to opt out, know that it's even happening in the first place, and know how to figure. No one knows this.
You can opt out of iCloud these days.
No one. And the OneDrive scandal is now force attacked when you buy a new computer. So when you buy a new machine, please let me know. I'll protect you from the OneDrive scandal. Okay. So let's see here. What else? This. Because of how much negative environmental impact AI has, there are 3 data centers going up, and it will raise the temperatures and affect the water and noise, and that's not something I want. And again, all right, fine. So some people don't like AI because of the environment. Some people don't like it because it's control. Some people don't like it because it's a waste. It's a massive waste. Again, if you want an AI search to a summary of, hey, I have a question, I don't have time to look at websites, give me an AI summary, fine. But why would Google waste their own energy auto-attacking with AI? What is it? Obviously, it's always follow the money, but also
because
follow the control. Yeah.
Because they can.
And you have no control over, right? So, and by the way, we're going to talk about this more, but New York State is very hostile toward data centers, but we need them because we need all the heat we can get. And we're going to talk about that soon on other episodes. So, Google's VP of Search said, as people realize just how much more Google Search can do for them, they're searching more than ever before. So much that last quarter we saw queries reach an all-time high. Okay, so she says normal searches are still up. That's interesting. Even if you're still using the Google Chrome browser or Firefox, you can still visit duckduckgo.com, put that as your homepage, and of course turn off the annoying new tab page with all the annoying distraction articles. And yeah, go to search engine options, any browser you have, and just tell it you prefer Duck. Just go to settings and go to search engine and tell it you prefer Duck. Or heaven forbid Bing, or heaven forbid Yahoo. Or if you speak Russian, you can use Yandex. That's all I got for you, Mike.
Wow. T-Bone coming strong with the articles.
Yeah, I got another one from him that we'll do pretty soon, another episode. Well, you helped me catch up with a few articles.
I feel like this is turning into that person at the gym that is overdoing it, and they're just... You could go to the gym to exercise and lose weight and stay healthy and all that stuff, but then they're going to the 6 a.m. spin class and the 8 a.m. kickboxing class, and then all of a sudden they're trying to tweak and perfect every little nuance that is going on, and it's just all of a sudden it becomes time and life consuming, and it's not it's not a tool to your benefit anymore. Absolute overkill.
No, you're actually spot on. You're not kidding. Like, that is spot on. And I'll say this, I say it somewhere in the book anyway, and in my future books I'm going to talk about this a lot, how they're just trying too hard. That's all it is, because they don't know satisfaction, and they don't know peace and contentment. And I said this somewhere in one of my future books. I said Kaizen is the beautiful Japanese art of continual improvement. But it's out of control right now, and they're just trying to justify their paychecks, and they have no self-control, and they have what I call runaway brains. How's that for another trademark?
There you go.
And they just can't stop adding new stupidity. It's like fractals of fractals of fractals of new features that nobody...
It's adding things just for the sake of adding things.
Things that nobody wants. They're just they're adding things for the sake, and we're going to make it better. We're going to make it better because we're insecure and we don't want you going anywhere. And actually, people...
The enemy of good is better. I learned that in my surgery class in school. The enemy of good is better. You've got the correction. You've got the fixation. Leave it alone. Don't try going for that last little degree of correction. If it looks good, then you leave it.
Exactly. And we have to train ourselves, because our subconscious is trained to just keep going and keep going and keep going. And that's the problem with programmers nowadays, is that they're ruled by their they're ruled by their subconscious, and they have no logical mind, no prefrontal cortex to say, okay, this is insane, we'd better stop, it's overgrown.
It's not even hubris or ego at this point. It's just, it's not like, well, if I do this, I'm going to be the greatest person ever and I'm going to retire a billionaire. No, it's just they're doing it because they can't, either they can or they have nothing else to do.
And I gotta tell you, in my own personal life, tonight I was sitting on my back balcony, and it's like, okay, Mark, you don't need to be a zillionaire, you don't need to keep trying, like, you did help a lot of people this year, and you have enough to eat, and let's just focus on that, because most people don't even have that, and let's just try to be content with that. And it was nice outside, and that's it. So
it's
I
like
gotta
that
remember it too.
It's like that one time I beat Super Mario 2 on the Nintendo. And it's like, okay, I beat Super Mario 2. I don't need to go back and play the whole game and try not to die, not to lose a life.
Right, like, these perfectionists, they have to do it all with perfect, or they have to do the hard mode, or they have to do the flawless.
If you get to the top of the mountain, enjoy being at the top of the mountain. Someone's going to knock you off anyway.
But it took me until it was only a couple of years ago that I beat Mario 1, and I needed Game Genie to do it, but whatever, I did it just to say that I got to see the whole game, and whatever. They call that video game tourism, where you just want to set it to easy mode and just go through the whole game, and I'm doing that.
Go through all the different worlds of Zelda, just to say that.
And you know what? Zelda, I played original Zelda last winter again, and again, another game I didn't play until I was an adult, really, but then, so I beat it, and then it's like, hey, congratulations, you must be a Japanese kid because you beat it all. Do you want to do hard mode now? And so I fell for it, and I ended up doing the hard mode, and it was not, I mean, I beat it. I was shocked that I beat it, but it wasn't fun. It was just frustrating. And on that note, thanks so much for being here, Dr. Mike. Thanks so much, fans. And we will be back soon. Check out Flyover Plates podcast. Check out my book at thecomputerexorcist.com. And we will talk to you next week. See ya!